Symmetry can be divided into two main categories: mirror and rotational. These two conceptions of symmetry both can be applied as a stylistic technique in films, whereby directors organize how their shots are framed. Director Wes Anderson has become known for his employment of unique stylistic features and visual techniques, like symmetry. This is in relation to the framing of shots, positioning of characters, and placement of objects within scenes. So, I will explore the use of symmetry as a cinematographic technique used by Anderson in 4 of his most recent films: Fantastic Mr. Fox, Moonrise Kingdom, The Grand Budapest Hotel, and Isle of Dogs.
I can't smell him.
Filmmakers generally avoid symmetry as a technique, considering it to make sequences appear too flat or artificial. Conversely, they argue that asymmetrical shots enable scenes to become more dynamic and have a natural depth. As such, film critics have argued that the abundant use of symmetry in Wes Anderson's films detract from their verisimilitude, ultimately shattering the illusion of fiction. Whilst not every scene in his films use symmetry, the ones that do convey a specific filmic effect. We can thus consider 3 main purposes for Anderson's use of symmetry: visual aesthetic, establishing a focal point, and for comedic effect. Wes Anderson's films are often known for their geometric perfection, generally presenting shots that are bilaterally symmetrical, but also horizontally, mirroring along a central plane. This is most noticeable in his use of long shots that essentially function to establish the film setting. They make a scene seem more constructed, but also generate a satisfying visual harmony on screen. As a result, they appear visually pleasing and aesthetic for audiences watching. The composition of a shot plays a significant role, and with symmetry helps in guiding the audience's attention to a specific character or object. A central point of interest or focal point can be established by positioning a character or main subject in the middle of the screen. Particularly in busy scenes where there is a lot going on, the use of symmetry can make information more accessible to the audience due to their geometric organization. Much of Wes Anderson's film style as an author is shaped by his humor. Symmetry generates a certain irony and children's book disposition in Anderson's films, presenting their comedy. He is able to incorporate black humor throughout his
scenes. He's trying to say something, Dad.
Sadder.
And symmetry thus helps to alleviate the tension by making the film more interesting and amusingly offbeat. Despite dealing with some intense and emotional topics, these scenes become means of comedy through their symmetrical theme.
Did you just throw my cat out the window?
I don't think so, did you?
Symmetry in film therefore goes beyond simply an aesthetic choice of bringing geometric organization to a screen, but has the power to change the audience's perception of a cinematic story. It is used by Anderson as a visual tool for direction and humor, making his films entertaining and a unique experience for audiences.